And the masjid, the committee, are praising, subhanAllah, look, we have such a good imam who's not lazy, and he spends all of his time doing taxis. I'm thinking, subhanAllah, the first thought that came to my mind, this community is finished. Because the guardian of the deen, who is responsible for studying, researching, teaching, planning courses, looking at the curriculum, this is not easy. It's not that you've studied it once, that's how you become, subhanAllah, the most knowledgeable person. You teach everything and anything anyway. It requires constant research, constant study, constant planning. But the person who is supposed to be doing that for the community is busy doing Uber and working on the side, and he has no time for the masjid. And his masjid is, what hours do I technically need to do to just show my face, and then I can go back to my family. So he's working in the day, and he's working in the night, gives 1 or 2 hours to the masjid, and subhanAllah, the masjid committee is praising him. So subhanAllah, look, we have such a good imam. He's busy doing taxis. One of the greatest things, I don't like to praise anyone, but generally like this masjid, we'd find very few in this country, that the imam is able to just be there and be free for the community. This is one of the greatest positives of this place. And subhanAllah, if we cannot look after, I'm not talking about this much, I'm talking about generally our structure, which we need to understand why it needs to change. You know, when you pay an imam, you're not paying him to lead the salah. The salah is the least of the worries. The salah, leading the salah, because if I'm not here for salah, I can tell one of my students, I'm not here for salah, lead this. So let's say yesterday I didn't lead Asr salah. Someone else had to be there to lead the Asr salah. Because for me, saving the iman of a child one at a time is more important than leading the Asr salah. So I could say to someone, I'm not there for Asr, just open the masjid and lead the salah. No problem. But if the imam is not free to save the iman of a child, we're in big danger. We're in big danger. When we pay an imam, we're not paying him to lead the salah. We're paying one person or 2 people or 3 people to be free to study the deen of Allah, to constantly do research for the deen of Allah. And whenever they are needed to save the iman of a child, to think of a new next curriculum, to think ahead, and constant plan, research, this person is there and he is free. And this person will guard the iman of the entire community. This is something that needs to be understood. And as a community, we need to think long term. We need to think long term, and we need to honor the ulama. We need to honor the people of knowledge. We need to honor the guardians of this deen. As soon as a community loses this honor for the guardians of the deen, there is no other word but to say that this community is finished. You know what the Prophet ﷺ said? Hubbul ansari min al-iman. To love the Ansar, which is the Muslims in Medina, Ansar means the helpers, who help the deen of Allah. It is part of your iman. Wa bughdul ansar, and to hate the Ansar, to have dislike for them, is from your nifaq, from your hypocrisy, meaning you're not a true believer. You know that, let's reflect on this. Why is it a part of our iman, I cannot even be a believer if I do not love the Ansar? Are they my fathers? No, they're not. Are they my relatives? No, they're not. Have they given me any wealth? No, they haven't. What have they done for me? What have they, the Ansar, in the time of the Prophet ﷺ, what have they done for you and me? They've preserved our iman. Because they've preserved our iman, we must love them. If we don't love them, it means we do not love our iman. We don't value our iman. Now let's go back to our communities on the ground level. Who is responsible for preserving our iman? Who is responsible for making sure the masjid has a good curriculum? Who is making sure that the masjid is providing education, is providing spirituality? It is who? It is the imam. It is the people of knowledge. Now if we as a community fail to honor the people of knowledge, fail to honor the ai*imah, the imams, they don't suffer. Because the imams, the people of knowledge, they have knowledge. They have spirituality. They'll go home and they'll teach their own children. No problem. They'll make sure their own children are memorizing the Quran. They'll make sure that their own children understand the deen of Allah. But now because this imam is busy doing Uber on the side and we're praising him for it, who else suffers? His children don't suffer. His family doesn't suffer. It's your children, your child, your child, your child, your child. Because there's no one in the community free to study, to do research, and to teach. And this is a structural issue in all of our communities. You know, when we want to revive the masjid, what do we say? Oh, we need this, we need to have a lesson over here. We look at individual things. But if the structure doesn't change, what benefit will these individual things do? Just having one dars in the masjid is not going to change the community. Having one lesson on this day is not going to change the community. Having an open day over here is not going to change the community. But what will change is one person who is able to give 24 hours of his time to his community and constantly plan, study, research, teach. Plan, study, research, teach. That's what's going to change the community. So instead of trying to fix the particulars, we need to start fixing our structures. We need to start fixing our structure. And I end with this note. Umar radiallahu anhu, when he was the Khalifa Amirul Mu'mineen, he used to check on all of his governors. So he used to send the governor to Iraq, governor to Sham, to look after, to teach the people, to judge amongst the people, educate, and so on. So they are responsible for the Islam of that region. And Umar radiallahu anhu, he used to send people to observe their governors. Are they doing their job properly? Because imams, they need to be held accountable as well. Just because you have knowledge does not mean you can do whatever you want. So Umar radiallahu anhu used to hold his imams, you can say, or governors to account. So he used to send people to observe. Is he doing his job properly? Is he teaching properly? Is he giving his time? So one of his governors, I forgot his name. So he sent someone to observe him. And then this person came back. And Umar asked, how was my governor over there? And this person, he said, there's no complaints against this governor, except that he locks his door at night. And Umar radiallahu anhu, he said to this person, said, go and take this matches or whatever it was, and burn his door down. And he went, without saying a single thing to the governor, goes back to that place, starts a fire and burns the door down. And the governor, what are you doing to my door? He said, Umar radiallahu anhu commanded me to do it. He said, how dare you go to sleep and you lock the doors that people do not have access to you? How dare you go to sleep when the people in need at night time, they have no access to you? This is what you call an imam. And in our communities, when we pay an imam, this is what we're paying for. We're paying for a person to say, look, I am for the community, I'm here to research and study and teach. Let me be free for that. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, alhamdulillah, this is a universal topic I'm talking about. The masjid that we're in now, this is one of the exceptions. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant the management more barakah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala increase them in their guidance. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless the management over here even more. Subhanallah, but this is a tragedy across the masajid in the UK. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us all tawfiq inshaAllah.